BTS members Jungkook and Taehyung are back in the spotlight. But this time, it's not just because of the visuals, the location of the dinner, or the sweet interaction between the two of them. It was precisely one name that was not physically present in the moment that successfully shook the emotions of the ARMY around the world: Jimin. A dinner that should seem simple turns into a heated conversation, full of speculation, nostalgia, and mixed feelings. How can Jimin's name, which is only mentioned or implied, trigger such a huge wave of emotions? Let's delve deeper into this moment. Jungkook and Taehyung's dinner. Simple but meaningful. Jungkook and Taehyung are known to enjoy eating time together amid their busy schedules. Without a glamorous concept, without a big stage, and without the official camera spotlight, it is precisely the simplicity of this moment that leaves fans touched. Both look comfortable, relaxed, and natural, a portrait of a friendship that has existed for more than a decade. Their interactions radiate a warmth that is difficult to make up. Small laughs, small talk, and secure facial expressions show that their relationship is not just that of groupmates, but of the family. The ARMY responded immediately. Many refer to this moment as healing content, a small snippet of happiness that harks back to BTS' early days, when the members were often seen together without the burden of global popularity. However, the mood changed when one name appeared. Jimin's name. Called at a glance, the impact is amazing. In conversations or context circulating among fans, Jimin's name is mentioned. Not excessive, not dramatic, but enough to make the ARMY momentarily speechless, then agitated. Social media was immediately filled with emotional reactions. Many fans admitted their hearts were pounding just from hearing Jimin's name mentioned in the context of Jungkook and Taehyung's togetherness. A response that may be elusive to the general public, but makes perfect sense to the ARMY. Why? Jimin is not just a name. He is a symbol of a very strong emotional bond within BTS. Jimin and emotional bonding in BTS. Jimin is known as a member who has a deep emotional connection with all BTS members. He is a good listener, a calming influence when the mood is heavy, and a frequent emotional bridge between the members. His relationship with Jungkook is often cited as one of the most touching dynamics in BTS. From trainee to world star, Jimin was always present in Jungkook's important moments, giving him support, confidence, and security. Same with Taehyung. Jimin and Taehyung's relationship is colorful, sometimes sweet, sometimes playful, sometimes emotional, but always honest and sincere. So when Jungkook and Taehyung were seen eating together, then Jimin's name appeared. For ARMY, it was no small thing. It was like a puzzle piece that reminded them of BTS' complete formation, of complete togetherness. The war on drugs, between happiness and despair. ARMY is known as a fandom with great emotional depth. Small moments can become big because of the meaning behind them.
So it was this time.
Many fans wrote that they felt both warm and homesick. It's warm to see Jungkook and Taehyung still maintain a close relationship. Longing because Jimin's name is reminiscent of BTS's complete togetherness, temporarily separated by individual schedules. Comments popping up. Why am I crying, Jimin? It's just dinner, but it's heavy on the heart. There are probably 3 of them in the heart, although it seems that there are only 2. This reaction shows one important thing. BTS is not just a musical group. They are stories of friendship that grew with their fans. It's not about absences, it's about relationships. It should be emphasized, this uproar was not because Jimin was not physically present. The ARMY understands that each member has their own schedule, priorities, and personal space. What makes this moment special is how Jimin remains emotionally present. Just being named is enough to trigger a strong feeling of togetherness. This shows that the relationship between BTS members does not depend on cameras or physical presence alone. Their bond lives on in conversations, memories, and a sense of mutual care. Old memories come back to life. For many old ARMY, this moment brings them back to the early days of BTS. As the members are often seen eating together, sharing stories, and growing together without distance. Jimin's name that appears in the middle of Jungkook Taehyung's moment is like opening an album of old memories. About laughter in the dorm, late-night workouts, and the promise to be together no matter what. No wonder the emotions that arise are so strong. This is not just a spontaneous reaction, but rather the accumulation of a long journey that has been traveled together. BTS and the power of small stories. One of the reasons BTS is so loved is because they are able to make small things feel meaningful. It doesn't always need a big stage or an official announcement. Sometimes, a simple dinner and one name is enough to touch millions of hearts. Jungkook and Taehyung probably just want to enjoy time together. But for ARMY, this moment is a reminder that BTS's bond remains intact, even as they walk their respective paths. And Jimin? It became a symbol of the bond. Present without being present, felt without being seen. When Jimin's name became a symbol of home for BTS. For many soldiers, Jimin is often referred to as an emotional home within BTS. Not that he is more important than the other members, but rather because of his unique role. He is a place of return, a point of balance, and a sense of connection between the members. When Jungkook and Taehyung are said to be eating together, many fans immediately feel warm. But when Jimin's name came up, the feeling turned deeper, more personal. As if something is complete, although it is not visible. ARMY understands that each member now has a strong individual path. But mentioning Jimin in the company of two other members feels like a silent recognition that the bond is still intact, still connected, and still present in each other's lives. Jungkook, Taehyung, and Jimin, a powerful emotional triangle. The dynamic between Jungkook, Taehyung, and Jimin has its own place in fans' hearts. The three grew up together at a very young age, sharing dreams, pressures, failures, and successes. Jungkook is often seen finding security with Jimin, someone who understands his fragile side without needing many words. While Taehyung and Jimin share a relationship full of emotional honesty, sometimes explosive, sometimes very tender, but always real. So when Jungkook and Taehyung meet together and Jimin's name is mentioned, for ARMY it's like seeing a shadow of a bigger relationship. A story of friendship that is not cut short by time or distance. Why did the ARMY respond with such deep emotions? ARMY's emotional reaction was no exaggeration. It's the result of many years following BTS' journey not just as artists, but as people. ARMY has witnessed how the members strengthen each other in difficult times, how they share tears backstage, and how they keep mentioning each other even when not in the same place. Jimin's name that appeared at the dinner moment seemed to trigger a collective memory. About old laughs, about promises to always take care of each other, and about a togetherness that never really goes away. Being present without showing up. The power of BTS relationships. One of BTS' greatest strengths is their ability to stay noticeably close, even when not everything seems to be together. This is not a strategy, not an image. It is the result of a long-standing relationship. Jimin doesn't need to appear in photos or videos to feel there. Just mentioning his name was enough to make ARMY feel that BTS's formation was still alive behind the scenes. It also shows the maturity of the relationship between members. They don't need to be physically together all the time to prove closeness. It is precisely in silence and small mentions like this that the bond feels even stronger. ARMY and the inevitable mixed feelings. Many fans admitted to feeling mixed emotions. Happy to see Jungkook and Taehyung enjoying time together. It was warm to know Jimin remained a part of their conversation. But there is also a sense of longing to see complete togetherness, longing for the old dynamics, longing for 7 simple moments. This feeling is not sadness, but a mature form of love. ARMY learns to accept change, while still keeping memories and hope. And moments like this, a simple dinner with one name called, become a bridge between BTS's past, present, and future. One name, a million feelings. In the end, this uproar is not about drama or excessive speculation. It's about the fans' love for BTS and the love between the members that feels real and genuine. Jungkook and Taehyung eating together is a warm sight. But when Jimin's name came up, it became an emotional moment that reminded ARMY of one important thing. BTS has always been more than just what it looks like in plain sight.